the ultimate analogy for what's happening right now with this TYT Bizarro upside down, up is down and down is up, flip flop situation. Just to give people the perspective for some people that maybe still don't get it. Imagine a world where Jimmy Dore, Jimmy Dore, we find out that Jimmy Dore, when he was working at the Young Turks, he, let's just say, assaulted Anna in the worst way, in a criminal way. Um, and, there's a recording that comes out, right? So we have him on recorded audio, whatever. And, he's like, come over here, blah, 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 whatever. So they have that, right? Big scandal. And at the time that this comes out, Jimmy Dore is actually running for president, right? Jimmy Dore is running for president. The scandal comes out, and somehow he still is able to maintain a good base of support, right? And one of the speeches that Jimmy Dore gives, he talks about how he was able to get his channel as big as it was by paying off politicians who were able to get the social media companies to boost his content in the algorithm, right? So he talks about how corrupt these politicians are, but then he's mentioning that they're corrupt because of people like him, right? Buying them off, right? But people don't care. And Jimmy Dore wins the presidency, right? Or actually, I'm jumping the gun. Just before he wins the president, he's getting really close to it. Uh, all of a sudden, George Soros comes out the woodworks, and he's all like pro Jimmy Dore for president, blah blah blah. George Soros goes and buys Blue Sky, right? And he starts tinkering around with the algorithm and boosting a bunch of left wing content and basically drowning out right wing stuff, right? And George Soros is every day, all day, 60 times a day posting about, we got to stop these fascist Republicans, blah, blah. We got to get Jimmy Dore in the office, right? Um, So Jimmy Dore is running around the world, running around the country with George Soros, speaking at different events. George Soros jumping up and down on the stage, looking like an idiot, right? And then somehow Jimmy Dore is actually able to win. What's up, Jacob? Jimmy Dore is actually able to win the presidency. So Jimmy Dore wins. He's going to be the next president, right? And a big thanks to George Soros that helped him, right? So Jimmy Dore starts picking who's going to be in his cabinet, right? So he's got George Soros, and then Jimmy Dore is like, "Hey man, hey Bloomberg," right? He's like, "Hey Bloomberg, want to be in my cabinet?" So he's got Soros endorsing him and shadowing him everywhere. Then he's got Bloomberg on his team, right? So Jimmy Dore, Bloomberg, George Soros, right? And then he gets who's the other Democrat billionaire? He goes and gets like 4 or 5 different billionaires. So remember, Jimmy Dore, we just found out, assaulted Anna on the Young Turks, and this comes out. Somehow he still wins the presidency, and now he's got George Soros, who apparently 15 years ago there was some situation where he might have assaulted some women. And Jimmy Dore appoints like 3 more billionaires, liberal leaning billionaires, to his cabinet. and a bunch of other people, and then the list grows to like 4 or 5 different people who have sexually assaulted women. And this is who Jimmy Dore is picking. Jimmy Dore himself, credibly accused of sexually assaulting Anna from the Young Turks, appoints a bunch of people who have also sexually assaulted people, and 4 to 5 billionaires, right? And Jimmy Dore is all over the country with George Soros, right? George Soros every day. Yeah, we gotta stop these fascist right wingers. We gotta stop the fascists. Yeah, yeah. Jimmy Dore is gonna save the country. Jimmy Dore is gonna save the country. um. Okay. Now, let's bring it to Charlie Kirk. So who do we get now? Who do we get? So we get let's see, Charlie Kirk. So Charlie Kirk all of a sudden starts making these like left-wing friendly videos. Charlie Kirk is like, you know, some of this stuff, some of this stuff that some of this stuff that these Max right wingers talking about. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of the stuff it doesn't sound right to me. You know what I mean? We got to be nuanced, right? So Charlie Kirk starts going on a bunch of left wing shows, right? And he goes on the left wing show, and the left wing is like, hey, we gotta defund the police, and Charlie Kirk is like, well, yeah, defund, yeah, well. Oh man, Charlie Kirk goes on some from far left, Revolutionary Blackout Network. And Revolutionary Blackout Network is telling Charlie Kirk, hey man, we should abolish the police. And Charlie Kirk is like, well, the police, they are kind of mean. Charlie Kirk is sitting there on a socialist YouTube channel, communist channel, and they're talking about abolishing the police and shutting down the prisons. And Charlie Kirk is like, yeah, those prisons, man, prison rape, guys. Oh my goodness. And then there's this big left-wing conference, right? A big left-wing conference. They're like trying to indoctrinate a bunch of young people, right? They're trying to get young people on the socialist train. So you got a bunch of billionaires that fund some kind of left-wing child indoctrination movement, and they're all over the universities, all over the country, and they're in there talking about socialism and and this and that, and everybody should have a house and whatever it is, right? And this organization is having some left-wing youth indoctrination event, and Charlie Kirk is invited to this event. Right, so let me see who's gonna be the host. Who's gonna be the left wing Charlie Kirk? I don't know. Charlie Kirk, a left wing Charlie Kirk. I can't even think. I don't know, that freak from Canada who's always like changing his channel name. What's his name again? I keep forgetting his name. Whatever. That freak. Every video is an anti-Trump video. So he's the one hosting the event. Right, Mr. Anti-Trump guy, and he invites Charlie Kirk there. And Charlie Kirk says this. Charlie Kirk says, listen, man, I'm really proud of what you guys have done on the left. You know what I mean? And I really want to unite, the populist right with you guys and your populist left movement. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys successfully did a revolution. You did a revolution. You got Jimmy Dore as president. You got George Soros. You got a bunch of billionaires and sex pests. You guys did a revolution. Oh my goodness. Charlie Kirk on some socialist youth indoctrination event talking about the left wing populist movement has succeeded. And the success is Bloomberg, Jimmy Dore, um, some other random liberal billionaires. Um, and this is I forgot the best part. I forgot the best part. In the middle of all of this, right? So Jimmy Dore is running for president, right? He's got CNN endorsing him big time. Every day CNN is like, Jimmy Dore, he's the guy, and this and that, and that Trump guy, he's a fascist, but Jimmy Dore is gonna save the country, right? MSNBC is like, Jimmy Dore, 24/7. MSNBC and CNN, right? The entire Democratic Party are behind Jimmy Dore, right? The entire Democratic Party. Jimmy Dore is like tanking bills. He's not even in office yet. Jimmy Dore is like, hey man, that bill sounds stupid. Anybody that votes for it, I'm gonna have you guys prime. No, not even Jimmy Dore doing it. George Soros is doing it. George Soros is tweeting out that, you guys who anybody vote for that bill, you're gonna get primaried. Right? And then Jimmy Dore is like, yeah, you heard him. You heard him. I'm the boss, but you heard him. So Jimmy Dore is supported by all of mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, supported by Bloomberg, right? Supported by a bunch of liberal billionaires, right? And then Charlie Kirk looks at this, right? He looks at this and he says, you left-wing populists, your revolution was successful. You've got a bunch of billionaires in the White House. You've successfully captured the entire mainstream media and entire Democratic establishment. They're all on your side, right? You've turned the Democratic Party into a populist party, and MSNBC and CNN, clearly they're populist because they're supporting Jimmy Dore. Charlie Kirk talking on a communist event, and he has nothing to say about the communists and anything, abolishing the prisons, and we should get rid of the police. Nothing to say about any of that stuff, right? But all Charlie Kirk is saying, yeah, the Republican Party, this and they suck, and hey. So Charlie Kirk is at this left-wing extremist event, right? Charlie Kirk at a left-wing extremist event, and he keeps over and over addressing the right. Who wouldn't be watching a left-wing communist event, right? So he's at a communist event and he's saying, hey, conservatives, hey, take the win, conservatives. He's at a communist event addressing conservatives who would never be watching in the first place, over and over again. Hey, my conservative allies. Guys, the communists, they agree with you. The communists are with you. Take the win. And Charlie Kirk is like, listen, guys, listen, communists. I have 3 rules for the internet. You should have a bear. Oh my goodness. This is what's happening right now, guys. This is what's happening. Anyway, good to see you, Brooker. Merry Christmas. Can I kit you out with a BBL so I can buy you out? What are you doing, man? All right, guys. Anyway, on that note, For he's a jolly good. I don't know what's the Christmas song. I, oh, I forgot. You're not allowed to say Christmas. I mean, it's like this country's either an insane asylum or it's like a playpen. It's just or both. Oh, both. I don't know, man. Anyway, on that note, I'm out. Ciao.